here at MMS in honor of the late, great Murray Saul back in the day. Next week, comedian Tom Papa will be back on the show. He's doing next weekend at Hilarities.
One of the best.
One of the best, boy.
I love Tom Papa.
I will have tickets for you for a handful of badass shows that are coming through. Seven Dust is going to be through to do a show at the Agora on May 1st. Joe Satriani is playing October out at MGM Northfield Park. And Mastodon is going to be at the Agora on April the 23rd. So all three of those shows all next week here. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio from anywhere throughout North America, tell me where you do it. Make sure on a map. Matt is a listener in D.C. Craig listens in Phoenix. Nate is one of our bureau chiefs in Nashville. Phil listens in Auburn, Alabama. Go Tigers. And Carrie listens in Cave Creek, Arizona. Cavaliers are off tonight. They lost big in Atlanta last night against the Hawks. Tomorrow afternoon, they will be in New York to play the Knicks. Patrick Ewing and the New York City Knickerbockers at... I'm sorry?
He's long retired.
Kristaps Porzingis and the New York Knicks.
He, I believe, is on the Washington Wizards now.
Who? Who's on the Knicks? Carmelo Anthony.
Nope, he's on the Lakers.
Jason Kidd.
He's
and
the
new
coach of the Mavericks.
So you're saying he can't coach the Mavericks and play for the Knicks?
Conflict of
nice
interest.
work ethic.
Yeah.
Conflict of interest.
1 o'clock tomorrow on MMS is your tip-off here on the on MMS and the iHeartRadio app. Just a few games remaining in the regular season. They're going to start shooting. They're kind of keeping it under wraps, but people have figured out that they're shooting the Lebron biopic. And they're going to be doing an open casting call for this. Working title is called Shooting Stars. That was a biography about a decade back. About 5 boys from Akron, including one future NBA superstar, who form a strong bond and blah, blah, blah. They're going to be shooting it in and around Akron and Cleveland. They're looking for experienced high school cheerleaders.
Ding, ding, ding.
Between the ages of 14 and 22. Damn. Can you play 22?
I could try. Probably have to lose a bunch of weight.
They're looking for experienced tumblers and band members.
I'm a tumbler.
And they're casting people for crowd scenes as well. Musicians are required to bring their own instruments.
Crowd
extras, that's a little broader. Between 10 and 85 is what they're looking for. Kind of a cradle to the grave program there. So they've got a Facebook page out there, and they're looking for people to play people. Poundcake, get in on this.
I'm down for that.
They're shooting between April 18th and June 2nd. In and around Cleveland and Akron. I don't know where it will air. I don't know. I assume it's a film that'll be streaming.
They're always filming a little something around here.
Sure. So that's going on. Do you know who Scott Hastings is?
That name sounds so familiar.
He was a basketball player who had a pretty brief career. He played for like 6 or 7 teams in about a decade. He was part of the Pistons championship team in the early 90s. Finished his career with the Denver Nuggets, and ever since, he's been a sideline guy. He covers the Nuggets. He does radio in Denver. He does TV in Denver. He's like a well-known guy. And he was sitting sideline while the Nuggets were shooting around before the game, and the girl is on ESPN, and the girl in the booth is like, hey, do you have an injury update on this one particular player? And the guys are shooting around behind him, so he didn't have any info, so he figured he'd just ask the player while he was doing his live shot.
Before I let you go, Hastings, I saw JaMychal Green warming up behind you. Any word yet on if he's able to go tonight? I think he was questionable coming into this game.
I'll ask him. Where'd he go?
Yeah,
Hey,
he was on
Hey, JaMychal, you playing? No, he's not playing. That's how you do it. I know you got to wait for all these letters. Oh, you got to wait for all these letters and stuff to come out. Just ask the dude. And he said he wasn't playing.
Hazings, thank you for that amazing insight. We appreciate it, giving us the
He
answer.
turns back, hey, you playing?
I love
Kid
this.
shakes his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
What's wrong with that?
You're right
No,
there.
no,
Right.
nothing's wrong with it. Everybody loves it. It's
Okay,
hilarious. Yeah.
No, it's great.
I was like, did he do something wrong? Because I feel like that's the best way to do it.
No, it's great. I'm just going to ask this dude back
Hold
here.
on one second. Let me
What is
find
that?
out.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Michael, you playing?
Jamichael.
And then he just goes, no, he's not playing.
Yeah. Well, your boy Eric Church is trying to turn things around. He, of course, canceled that sold-out show in San Antonio
And now he's canceled.
because he wanted to see the UNC Duke game.
Mm-hmm.
And he has said that he's going to do a free show this fall in Texas for anybody who bought tickets.
I was waiting for that, for him to either like obviously do the refund, but I was like, he's probably going to pull something where he
gotta
either
do
gives a
something.
free show
Yes.
or like gives them their money back and then a free ticket to another show in Texas. So it's like, hey, I know I'm not coming to San Antonio, but if you can come to Dallas, you can come for free, like that kind of a thing. I knew something was coming because clearly he doesn't need the money. You know what I mean? Canceling a 20,000 tickets doesn't mean anything to him.
I mean, it's got to mean something to you.
Not when you're a
20,000
multi-millionaire.
No, but 20,000 seats is 20,000 seats.
Yeah, but
I mean, clearly not enough to skip the game.
that's what I mean. Is that it's if he was that affected by the money, it would have been a harder decision.
I mean, if it wasn't about the money, why not just do a big show and only you do an arena show, but you only sell the floor?
Well, no.
Why sell the place
He
out?
still has to
Guys,
make money.
It's my I don't need the money tour.
Do what you love.
We're doing arenas, selling 500 tickets. That's the way to do it.
They're
like the
$8,000 a piece.
I like the echoes. No, face value. Like that's the flex. You go.
No
I've,
one will buy them
I've got some money. Why?
because if they know they can get in for free, why would they buy tickets?
No. I mean just in general.
I'm
Not
saying-
as a remedy to this.
No.
I'm
I
saying,
know. Why would you buy tickets to a show if you knew you could go for free?
How can you go for free?
You said, oh wait, so the rest of the stands are empty.
Yes.
I thought you were saying the floor you charge for, the rest of the stands is free.
No. The rest is
Okay.
empty.
Oh, then no.
You only sell
Then
500
why still
tickets.
do an arena?
That's what I'm saying. That's the flex. It's the I don't need the money tour. You do big venues.
That's so
Only
petty.
sell 500 tickets.
He was like ice cream guy, like, all right, why am I in the stands? Like,
And there's no restrictions on third-party ticket brokers or whatever. There are 500 tickets because you know what they find out is a lot of these artists double dip because they very quietly make deals with these third-party ticket brokers so the artist gets a cut.
that's legal.
So that's why they're trying to close a lot of loopholes with how ticket brokers work because people get all pissed. And the artists are quick to go, hey, I don't set the ticket price. But some of these artists, Bieber comes to mind, they found out they had like these backdoor deals with third-party ticket brokers. So they would,
Skeezy stuff.
yeah, they would get a cut of the overpriced tickets. They'd sign deals with these so that the ticket broker would have a huge chunk of tickets. Like you go, how is this show sold out in 2 seconds? It's not.
Yeah.
Most of the tickets, huge chunks,
Because
scam.
SeatGeek
are
bought
already gone. That's right.
10,000 of them.
That's right. They go directly to those brokers.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. That's why the whole like ticket buying experience is such a joke. Back in the day when Pearl Jam was like, they found out fast. They're like, we're boycotting Ticketmaster. They ended up doing like Iowa State Fair and crap like that. They're like, we can't do venues we need to do because the venues have contracts with ticket brokers. So like, well, Pearl Jam found out, I think they did one tour where he didn't go through Ticketmaster, but they ended up playing some pretty janky venues. But Eric Church is going to do a free show for our San Antonio Bureau Chiefs who might be holding on to tickets. Everybody, obviously, you get your refunds.
Now, I have a musical question. Why don't artists release their set list before the show? Because
Some do.
Okay, well, I love Eric Church, and I'm a big fan of his. But when I went and saw him in Cleveland a few years ago...
He's playing certain songs, you don't want to go?
Well, no, he happened to play, like, the 12 songs I didn't know. I was just like, where are all... It felt like every
Was it
song,
a brand new album?
No, it felt like every song that he played was a deep cut that I was like, where is this one coming from? He's like, oh, this one's off my first album or whatever.
You can Google, like, the tour, and there are websites that will show you what they're playing.
So he played 2 nights in Cleveland.
Or what they have been playing.
Yeah.
He played 2 nights in Cleveland. I went on Friday, and I knew like 3 songs the entire night. And then I guess Saturday, my friend went, and I texted my friend, and he was like, oh, it was like 3 hours of his greatest hits. So I'm like, so I just caught him on and off.
He tried to give each show a different show.
But why do that?
Because maybe he thought there was a lot of people going to both concerts.
Might be.
Oh, maybe. Well, I was not happy that I was at the Deep Cut show. So I wondered why artists
I wouldn't have been happy either.
Well, I know that.
A little town like Cleveland, you do 2 nights. That's like that is a flex because that's so unnecessary. I can see like Chicago.
There's so many country music fans in Ohio. And
I understand
if you're doing
that.
2 nights here, they'll travel.
But you got Cleveland, you got Columbus, you got Cincinnati. We have major cities, and you can hit almost every region of the state.
But why do that when you can sell out 2 shows in 1 weekend?
Yeah, it's just based on what the routing dates are, too.
I'm sure he probably
If they go if we're not going...
that way.
You know, yeah, there's a lot of tours that like they end up playing Dayton or whatever instead of Cleveland.
Dude, they might not be doing shows in Detroit or Pittsburgh or Buffalo, and people will travel for those too.
I get so pissed when there's like a major act and I look on their tour schedule and it's literally like Mrs. Cleveland. Like they go out of the way, like it's like Detroit, and it's like Pittsburgh. Like I'm like, wait.
Well,
you have to go past us.
I always just look for the weekend dates to begin with because I'm kind of like, well, obviously I'm not going to go to Detroit on a Wednesday night to see a band.
Right.
But like if they're in New York on a Saturday,
maybe
I'll go. Yeah. Sure, or Jersey or something.
Well, John Mayer's on tour right now too, but I wasn't a huge fan of his last album, the Sob Rock one, where it's got a heavy 80s feel
80s,
to
yeah.
it, and I'm not a big fan of 80s music. I love John Mayer, but if he's going to play an hour and a half of that new album and then do 3 or 4 big hits, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
he's going out with Dead and Company.
He's doing a solo
all
tour
summer.
too.
Oh, is he?
Like I think it starts in the fall and then goes into next spring. But it's his Sob Rock tour, where I'm like, of all of the things he's done, this is my least favorite album of his. So I don't want to go see him tour this album.
I only know 2 John Mayer songs, like, and one wasn't even his. The Free Fallin' song, and then Waiting on the World.
The Tom Petty song?
Yeah.
You don't know Your Body is a Wonderland?
Oh, okay. So I know 3 songs.
Daughters?
Nope. I know Waiting
Say
on the
What You Need to Say?
Say is his best song.
It's a great song.
All the other ones, they're okay.
Don't make me fight you today, dude. I'm about to be gone for a week. Why are you doing this?
See, she wants to fight me because she's all waxed and she knows I'll just slip all over the place. I won't be able to get
Where
like
are
a
you
good one.
punching her?
My feet are waxed.
Oh, God.
I get my tub of Vaseline out, rub it on my face. People came all over me. Already?
Already? I got to that one
I
late.
thought that was going to be the next segment.
I forgot about it. No, I forgot about it.
All right. Can we hear it again?
People came all over me. I don't have anything to say. It was bad. And as soon as I said it.
I think you've said it all.
As soon as I said it, I knew what I did.
I think you've said it all. But you wouldn't go see John Mayer with Dead and Company.
No.
Right.
I don't like that
They're
type
not coming
of
here
music.
anyway. But.
John Mayer's
She
coming up.
likes when they play on her terms.
I want them to play the songs I like.
Well, you're going to pay money. You got to hear. You got to go and see what you want to see and hear what you want to hear.
Right.
I mean, you know,
A couple
Addams Family.
A couple of John Mayer's albums are coming up on 20 years. And so I'm hoping that in the next few years he does those tours.
We're going to do Room for Squares in
yes,
its entirety.
I would friggin' lose my mind. Continuum, I think, is 2007. So it's like in the next few years, we've got some 20-year classic John Mayer.
Yeah.
And I'll lose it if he actually did that.
Yeah.
I'd go see him if he did it like every year. Let me see.
He
what
was
the exact
23,
year is.
man. He's not an old guy. So he put that first album out when he was in his early 20s. It was pretty good.
1999. So that Inside Once, that was his first one. Room for Squares was 2001, so we missed that in 2002. But Any Given Thursday, Heavier Things, like all these are some of my favorite albums. Continuum is 2006. So I'm like, if he did 4 years in a row of those first 4 albums and toured them in the entirety, I would go see him 4 years in a row, probably in multiple cities.
Do you hear that, Bureau Chiefs? Mary might be coming to your town to see John Mayer.
I will. I'll cancel everything.
I will cancel everything I have on my calendar.
I don't care if it's a loved one's birthday.
A loved one. A loved one. I love the phrase "loved ones."
Because that encompasses everybody. Friends, family, a loved one.
I have friends I don't love. I mean,
I have friends I love.
Liked ones.
liked ones.
A
Yeah,
liked one's
it's a liked
birthday.
one. It's an acquaintance's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, loved ones. I have a few of those. Daughters is a creepy song, someone says. I tend to agree.
How? He talks about be nice to your daughters. Raise them right.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know, there's something about it. He's
Daughters grow up to be mothers, and there's the ones raising your kids. So if you treat them
and they
crappy,
grow up to be lovers or something.
Yeah.
And I don't like that word. Maybe that's part of it.
I think that's a you problem.
It probably is.
The message of the song is treat women right. So I don't know how creepy that
that's
is.
the problem.
But
I'm all for that. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, John Mayer is, of course, not without his share of controversy over the years. But he's a very talented guy.
I just put a John Mayer poster. My first and only John Mayer poster went into storage today.
Oh, good for you.
A sad moment.
Why?
Because I love him. And I asked my boyfriend, I was like, you want to hang this up in the jam room? He was like, get out of my face. I was like, he's the greatest guitarist of our generation.
Oh, no. That's a very narrow generation.
He's like, no, I'm not hanging up John Mayer in my jam room.
Wow, he's giving no quarter. He's like, you're not encroaching into my area here.
Are you sure, babe?
You're moving in. You're going to be hanging up all decoupage, all kinds of stuff. This poor son of a bitch is going to have remember to breathe pillows on his couch.
That's not me. I'm not like that. But I do have,
I'm sure you got something like that.
it's not so much girly stuff as it is like stuff that doesn't really have anywhere to go.
Well, storage is a great place for those kinds of things.
I put my Dumb and Dumber poster that I've had since college, my favorite comedy movie. And again, these are college age things to have a Dumb and Dumber poster, but it's been with me in every house I've ever had. That went into storage today, and I'm just like, because there's nowhere to put it in an adult family house.
You should really put him to the test and ask if you can hang a Mary Santora Crushing It poster in his drum room.
I have, have you talked to him or something?
No, I'm
Because
saying you should test him.
I have all of my comedy awards and nowhere to put them and things like that, like article write-ups and things where I'm like, I would like, this is, if I had an office, this would be the place for all of these things to go, or like an area to podcast, that would be the place for this stuff to go. And I asked him, I said, well, what do you think about since we're soundproofing the jam room anyway, if we made it like a place where I could do podcasts and like half my comedy stuff was in there and then like half of it was your jam room.
This is where my drums live.
Yes!
Get out of my face.
He said it in a much nicer way where
Yeah.
he was just like, I mean, if that's something that you really think.
I mean, I can't see it, but I mean, when we move eventually here, all this stuff that's on the wall of my office, it's going to go in a box.
Yeah.
Like,
That's-
I don't
my
have
stuff's
anywhere to
just in a
put it.
box,
I'm not going to put it on
yeah.
the walls of my house. Who cares?
But if you had like a radio room, you wouldn't? Where you'd put up all your radio stuff and have like your memorabilia and like you could go in there. And you don't really
I don't
work
think
from
so.
home.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the time.
Woo.
Oh, Bill, do you want to start the weekend?
Let's do
I
it.
have to defer to you on this.
Have a drink, have a drink, have a drink on me. Everybody have a drink on me. Hey, hey, everybody drink on me. Brother Leslie, how?
All right, the Bill Squire Friday Get Down is brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey in honor of the late, great Murray Saul here at WMMS. It's how we know the weekend is officially underway. Take it away, William.
It's Friday! You got to get down on Friday. Get yourself some Cleveland whiskey and listen to some John Mayer. Not the old stuff, the new stuff that sounds like it's from the 80s, because that's his best stuff. Sob Rocker, Sob Rocker, Sob Rocker! It's Friday!
Hey, he nailed it.
I'm offended on so many levels.
Offended. That's his best stuff. The Bill Squire Friday Get Down brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey. Go to clevelandwhiskey.com to see everything delicious that they've got going on over there. Recipes like the chai bourbon elderberry toddy. Yum. You can buy Cleveland Whiskey in over a dozen states. So if you're a bureau chief, find out where you can get it near you. clevelandwhiskey.com.